property and they have paperwork for it. So if you just
could I get that paperwork? Could I get the paperwork?
You know what? I'll ask them to get a copy, okay?
Yep. Could I have a copy? Actually, I need proof before I have a reason to leave, because I'm not seeing a sign saying I'm doing anything wrong, or that that's a lawful order because I'm not seeing any paperwork.
Okay. Well, I'll go in here. I'll review the paperwork, and I'll bring it out.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. Sounds wonderful. Huh? Read this, and then you'll understand what the issue is. Judge Myers is a bitch, and he's then got caught fucking up, and now they're trying to backpedal on it. They say I can't bring my phone into the court building. Yet, read right there. That's from the rule. Well, basically, it says right there that they have to get a drop-off and pick-off location, and yet they've not done so.
What, your phone?
Yeah.
Did they take it?
No, they say I can't bring it in the court building, or they will take it, and they won't give it back. I know. Everybody else can. They're saying it's just me. And they say it's a matter of court policy, yet they won't.
Charges?
I don't have any charges. They're just doing it, and they say it's court policy, but won't show me the policy. I agree. That's why.
You got Judge Myers?
It's been 10 months.
But you got Judge Myers?
I don't have any charges. I don't have any judge.
Did Judge Myers say that?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking.
Oh, no.
Judge Myers is a fucking dick, dude.
Yeah, well, they've never fucked with me before, so it's in their best interest.
They said they gave you the paperwork.
This is the paperwork. Do you see anything saying I can't be here?
Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go. They're going to contact HPD and have them deal with you with the paperwork, okay?
Okay, if they can
just doing them a favor, and then so I went in, they said that you had the paperwork.
Yeah, you can review it and see if there's anything that says I have to leave, but they tend to lie because they're not circuit court, they're not the sheriff's office, they're not police either, and they behave like inappropriate backwoods people, the rednecks with no common sense. Okay. I don't behave like that. That man, Greg, has threatened me before. I've not threatened him. And that's the behavior of the public trustees, which the Maryland Declaration of Rights says that they're guaranteed to be held accountable for their actions. That's the Maryland Declaration of Rights. That's our state's constitution. It says that. And they're public trustees, and they're behaving like this.
Okay, well, I'm going to allow Hagerstown Police Department to handle it since this is their area.
Yep, yes, sir.
But they said they had the paperwork, so that's why I didn't bring it.
Yeah, I understand, and I showed him the paperwork. There's nothing here that says I have to leave, and they just keep making up stuff as they go, which is exactly why I'm doing.
With the Hagerstown Police.
That's fine. I appreciate it, sir. Again, I have no issues with you. You've done nothing but your job. I appreciate it. I already got pending litigation with them.
Oh, guess what? No, they're right there.
No, that's fine. I'm waiting for them. This is the ACLU app right here.
What?
The ACLU app. This goes straight to the ACLU.
Okay.
It's straight to the ACLU.
What's ACLU?
American Civil Liberties Union.
Oh. You gonna stop? You gonna stop? You gonna stop? Yeah, you wanna... Oh, look, there's that fucking undercover unit they got me last week.
Yeah, they've tried to get me, but they can't get me.
Speeding.
They can't get me for shit. They keep trying and fucking up.
Apparently, okay, so does that look like a state trooper vehicle?
What, the blue one?
No, right there, in the parking lot.
No, but I know they like to hang out over there.
See that red one in the room?
Yep.
Does that look like a state trooper?
Nope.
Why the fuck they pulled you over saying I'm doing 100 plus? When
they're supposed to have some sort of identification, Jesus.
Yeah, they have to have something on their car that says...
Yeah, they're supposed to have something somewhere. I mean, they can be undercover, but I mean, they gotta have something.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, he was dressed like me.
Plain clothes,
no
undercover.
badge, nothing.
Did he arrest you? Or did he just give you a ticket? Well, there he goes. I mean, as long as he didn't arrest you.
And I beat that shit in court. I was like, look, I'm 100 plus. They're like, how do we know? I pulled out my pocket. I was like, check that out. That's my dash cam.
There you go.
Shit.
But,
Told y'all what. I kept my word.
Yeah, have a good day.
Fuck this shit. Where you off to?
Seem to think Constitution is gibberish. He literally told me, that lady in there, that I cited the First Amendment of the Constitution. I said
they're taking away the Constitution. Did you hear what happened in Oklahoma?
Oh, they tried to.
Oh no, they're taking away the churches in Oklahoma.
Oh, you're talking about the separation of church and state?
No, they're taking them away. They are literally shutting them down.
Oh, I don't know. I've not heard about that.
They're shutting down Maryland too.
I don't know. I don't really care about churches, so I wouldn't pay attention to that anyway.
I feel like people are showing.
Oh, they've been, there's, posted some shit absolutely ridiculous. Think about the thousands of people that have just like, I'm serious. One video has almost 400,000. It was millions on Facebook. Another has like 50, 60,000. So they really aren't going to look forward to showing up. I guarantee it.
This place is so... Oh, shit!
They're trying to bluff to scare me. I don't give a fuck.
What you do? Right back up there you stand.
What are you doing?
Says, look, where does it say no loitering?
Oh, it doesn't say no loitering. Doesn't say, I looked everywhere. It says no loitering nowhere.
Why can't you bring your phone in? Did you threaten to record them?
No, I didn't threaten. I was just standing there one day and they told me I couldn't. No, what happened was I was standing here one day.
Because I think when I come in, you were having a dispute with
And then Greg, whoever the hell Greg is, said,
Greg's
I'm
too
just-
bag in courtroom too.
I'm just standing there. Oh, I know. I'm just standing there. He's like, let me see your phone. I'm like, what's your reasonable articulable suspicion? He's like, oh, you're standing there with your phone in your hand. Nobody stands with their phone like that. It isn't recorded. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, I ain't showing you shit.
In my hand, all the...
Exactly.
It's just...
Yeah, I mean, I was just sitting there holding my phone like this, and he says nobody holds their phone like that isn't recorded. That's exactly what he said. He said nobody holds their phone like this that isn't recorded.
Well, I got kids in school.
So, like, then he told me to come back at 4:30 and said record that. And then when I came back at 4:30, they said I couldn't bring my phone to the court building no more. So his ass didn't want his fat ass to beat up on fucking Facebook Live. That's what it was.
Yeah, my daughter's here for a night doing sports community hours. She did all of them before.
Oh, who she had?
I don't know, but she on work with me. I'm not sure. I don't know, but she did them all before.
This is ridiculous. I gotta stand my ground. I am tired of this crap. Like, I literally, every time I have to go to this court building to do anything, to talk to the commissioner, to get paperwork, to file paperwork, I have to go home, drop my phone off, literally at my house, walk all the way, then walk all the way back, and then walk all the way home again to get my phone out when I'm done, if I want to go somewhere else and not home. Nobody else in this county has to do that. Nobody. Nobody. I've asked them to provide policy, court policy. It says a matter of court policy. I don't see it. I don't see any court policy. See none. No court policy. As you can see, there's no loitering sign anywhere. I'm not recording inside the court building. That's what's against the law. There's cameras there, so there's no condition of privacy out here. You see, there's cameras, so I can record outside. I'm in a public court building. I'm in a public court building outside of the building. There's no loitering signs. There's no. I've not been told by anybody, any official of this building, that I have to leave. I've been told by some other guy that I had paperwork saying such. I don't have any such paperwork, so I'm not sure. But I don't see anything that says no loitering. I've looked everywhere. so they can't say I'm loitering. My understanding is the public court building. I'm the public. I'm allowed to be here. I'm not breaking any laws, just standing here, doing what I'm doing. It is my right as a citizen to stand here on the court steps and mind my own business and do what I'm doing as an exercise of freedom of speech, especially with the abuses they're performing, where they're totally disregarding Maryland Rule 16-208, which clearly defines specifically how such restrictions are on electronic devices are supposed to work, and they've just totally negated that rule at their whim, as if they're some sort of saviors of God or gods above the law, or some nonsense like that. They seem to believe that they're above the law, that Rule 16-208 does not apply to them, that the security and privacy provision thereof does not apply to them, and they're just simply mistaken. And I've asked them for their policy. They cannot provide said policy. I've asked repeatedly for said policy. And I would gladly leave. I would gladly adhere to said policy if I was provided such. See, I can't refute the policy in writing because I'm not familiar, because they keep making up stuff as they go. Due to their situation where they make up stuff as they go, there's no way to refute their claims because there's no specific claims in writing to address. As a result of anybody to address these claims, I am incapable of refuting said allegation of some local policy because I've not seen any policy. I've asked, they've not given it. So that's where we're at now. Then they try to set up some other guy to tell me to leave because they know they can't. I'm not doing anything wrong. You've seen their behaviors. This large, heavy-set woman in there insulted me. I asked for identifier so I could file a grievance. I could exercise my First Amendment right to petition government redress of grievances, which said that starts. You know, that may be specific to the legislation, but that starts at some level. Like, it starts at the local level, and then you have to make the claim, or you have to petition the government at the local level, and then when they make a result, then you escalate it, and you keep escalating it until you have no choice but to petition the legislature. The thing is, if they block my ability to do so from the beginning, then I can never actually get to the point where I can address such with the legislature because they keep making up random bullshit as they go in violation of the law and, you know, the Constitution, the Maryland Declaration of Rights, the Maryland rules on prohibitions of cell phones, electronic devices, and such. And they just keep going as they're doing it as they go, making it up. That's all they do is make shit up as they go. It's not fair. It's like, I'm American. I'm a resident of this county. My family has lived in this county for over 50 years. They're taxpayers. My great-grandfather was in the Marines for 25 years. It's like high rank, I think it was E8 or E9, my great-grandfather. So he's a taxpayer. He's paid taxes all these years. And this is how they treat his family, me, people that wish to have their constitutional rights protected, as the government guarantees that they have the constitutional rights to be protected. But apparently this district court, which I've not had such issues in circuit court, but apparently this district court doesn't believe in the constitutionally protected right to freedom of speech, freedom of the press, you know, and all that sort of stuff, which is totally unfortunate and unfair to the masses and the citizenry of this locality, as well as the state of Maryland. And no, they know they can't do shit. They know they can't do shit, but they're not doing nothing.
That's that truck you're screwed.
Well, I mean, that's a drug truck.
That's that truck.
Sergeant Renner? Oh, I ain't worried about him.
Who?
Sergeant Renner? Oh, yeah, it's me too, because I said smart people don't get to be cops anyway because their IQ isn't high enough because it costs too much money to train them. And then they look like a warthog all mad and shit snorting.
Yeah, that cop right there.
And you see, he keeps on moving. Let's see if he stops. I ain't worried about his little stupid-ass car, truck, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah, that cop turn around right there.
I'm not worried about him.
So, why are you here in the first place? For a friend?
You know why I'm here, technically, because I heard you talked about it. Well, long story short, me and Rusty Williford got into an altercation. Well, you don't know that's why I'm here, but you know that person because I heard, because I mean, I'm there for that reason. I'm standing up there and I hear Rusty. I'm like, so.
Rusty's an old friend of mine.
Well, me and him got in an altercation, but my issue is not as much about him as a person by the name of Otis Winfield Watkins.
Otis?
Yeah, old fat C-cup Otis decided to kick my $150 headphones, telling me to swing and then didn't do shit, acting like a bitch. And his little C-cup fat ass is on YouTube now.
Fucking Otis.
No, me and Rusty got into it, and then fucking Otis shows up out of nowhere, kicks my headphones, starts yelling. and then doesn't do shit.
I do it.
So they were refusing to prosecute. They're refusing to prosecute. I got $150 headphones that need to be replaced. That's why I'm done. That's why we're here now and going through all this dumb shit.
He's back.
Which one? Oh yeah, the one in the car.
Yeah. There's two of them. They're stages. I'm pretty sure they're stages. You're right.
Hey, you saw them say they gave me paperwork saying I had to leave. Ain't nothing in there say I have to leave.
And they can't trespass here either.
No, unless I'm breaking the law, which I...
No, they still can't trespass you.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure how that works.
Yo. Let's do it. Yeah, they're staged. There's plenty of them right there. Up there.
Yeah, this is Sergeant Renner, I believe. Is it Sergeant Renner? Yeah, Sergeant Renner.
Do you know that you're not allowed on district court property unless you have...
I've not. I asked for documentation. I was told that there's documentation. I requested they wouldn't give it to me. Actually, it wasn't even them. It was some other guy in a tan suit that said that's just what he said. And he said that they told me I had documentation saying such. This is the documentation they gave me. None of it says anything of the sort. So they keep making up stuff as they go. But the law, Rule 16-208, is very clear on the matter. It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate that they seem to feel the need to violate the Rule 16-208, which specifically, you can see right there, it says, in a case of security or private concern, the judge has to give a drop-off or pick-up location. They told me, for one, they've made multiple stories today. They told me that, one, they had something from a chief judge saying such. That's what they gave me. That doesn't say that. That says it's court policy. I've asked for policy. It says on that sign in there, the clerk of court sign, that they're supposed to give me information on court policy. They say they don't have anything, but it is specific to me, yet they can't show me anything. 10 months later, no, well, look right there. See what that says right? Where does it go? See what that? Read that right there. It says, devices in designated areas, including courtrooms. In that event, the court will designate the return of the devices for those persons when they leave the area. That is part of the Rule 16-208. They've not given that. They've given me a broad prohibition against bringing my phone into the court building in its entirety, and that's a violation of Rule 16-208. It also says in Rule 16-208 that phones can be brought into the court building for lawful purposes. They're giving me this prohibition without providing me any due process. I've not done anything illegal. They claim, I don't know if they claim I have or not, because I don't have anything in writing saying such. They just keep making up stuff as they go.
What do you video?
Huh? Well, this situation, possibly. Maybe.
I'm confused.
I don't know. That's irrelevant right now, isn't it?
Well, it's relevant because somebody called us because you were videoing inside the court.
No, I wasn't videoing inside the court building. I've not been, and I've not been inside the building.
Standing up here on the...
Yeah, I'm standing right there, yeah, but it doesn't mean I was recording inside the inside the court building. And I would suggest that...
What do you video?
Huh?
What do you video?
Outside in public. Is there something wrong with that?
But why?
Is this relevant to the situation? Because I believe that there's a trespass claim here and that there's documentation. When there's a trespass, there's an order, right? Where's this order? Because I'd like to see it. I would like to see this order.
There's no trespass letter, is there? No, but I mean, if they say you can't come on district court property, you can't.
How do you know? What law says that they can make such a statement? I believe my business is to get a copy of this court policy, but it says right here. Who is the district court? Who is the district court?
You're also standing on the property.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not. I know my rights.
Do not go up on the...
Oh, I need a no trespass, or you cannot lawfully give me such an order because I've not. What crime am I? What crime am I accused of being committed? Because that clearly says denial. There is no court order. It is a matter of court policy. It says in there. I didn't say you need to see it. I'm just telling you. You can choose to listen or not to listen, but you have a habit of not listening. So you should actually stand down and remember you're a public trustee and you're held accountable for your actions, and you should stand there and listen to what I'm saying. Aren't you on my Facebook group? Nope. Have you ever been? Oh, that's Richie Dean. You're DL Dean. That being said, y'all have made numerous mistakes, and I implore you to reconsider some of the things you do in responses to the situation. Because so far, I have about 20. Huh?
I'm here because the district court called.
I didn't call it. That's cool. Oh, there's Greg right there.
The district court called.
No smoking in this area. Do you see no loitering sign anywhere? I've looked everywhere. I've tried to provide one. I can't see no loitering sign. Can you? To my understanding, I'm standing in front of a public court building, sitting there minding my own business, exercising my First Amendment right to talk to myself in public, or to my phone if I so choose to talk to my phone. I don't know of anything criminal about talking in public. I don't know anything criminal about standing by the courthouse, and I have yet to see any sort of policy by the court, as claimed by Judge Myers, that is in contradiction to Part F of 16-208, which states that security and privacy issues of a particular case. When a finding that the circumstances of a particular case create special security or privacy issues that justify restriction on the possession of electronic devices, the local administrative judge or the presiding judge may enter, that would be Judge Myers, right, may enter an order, it says an order, limiting or prohibiting the possession of electronic devices in the courtroom or designated as the court facility. The order shall provide for notice of the designated areas and for the collection of the devices and their return when the individual who possesses the device, which would be me, leaves the courtroom or other area. No liability shall accrue to the security personnel or any other court official or employee for any loss or misplacement or damage to the device. The thing is, the court order 16-208, the rule clearly states the procedure, and they're violating it. And now they're telling me it's policy. I simply ask to see this policy because I highly doubt that there's any policy in the state of Maryland, in this district, written down that says I, specifically Dustin Cavanaugh, cannot bring my phone or any other electronic device into the district court building 10 months after I don't even have any court cases right here right now. So, like, it's just a blanket ban based on nothing. Like, I have a right to due process and a presumption of innocence. Either A, they're alleging that I violated the law and recorded in the court building, in which case there's contempt charges for that, and I have to go to court. That's my due process. They never did such. That's not my fault. That's their fault. Okay, number two is if it's for my wiretapping, then I have a presumption of innocence. If they're alleging that I'm guilty prior to going to court, then they're violating my right to have a presumption of innocence by making such an order. Clearly, that's a violation of the Constitution, the Maryland Declaration of Rights. That's just simply not fair. And I have dealt with this for months and months and months, and they keep making up stuff as they go, and that's just not appropriate. It's not ethical. I plan to further pursue matters with the State Board of Ethics as well as the State Bar if necessary. The problem is he's not a lawyer, he's not a cop, he's not a judge. I'm not entirely sure who to talk about him. That's not the same people that are allowing him to do what he's been doing. Because last time I was here, he threatened me. He said, "Oh, come back at 4:30 and record that." Guess what? I came back at 4:30 and I wasn't allowed to have my phone anymore. All of a sudden, after this guy threatened me. Go figure, isn't that convenient? And I gave the same story before multiple times because I haven't lied. I'm not the one that has to lie. He is speaking of an event a while back where I was literally just standing there. I got out of the courtroom. I turned on my phone, out of the courtroom, turned on my phone, standing there with my phone in hand, about to leave. And he's like, oh, are you recording? I'm like, what? No. He's like, let me see your phone. I'm like, what's your reasonable articulable suspicion? And he says, oh, nobody stands like that and holds the phone like that isn't recording. I'm just sitting